In the 2025 Indonesia Open, Anders Antonsen finally grabbed his first title after coming up runner-up at the same tournament in 2024 and 2019. Today we're going to study his finals match against Chou Tien Chen and share some ideas that you could implement in your own gameplay. Let's jump right in. To kick things off, it would be good to talk about each player's strengths and how they want to play. Chou Tien Chen is known for his explosive movements, where he does an amazing job of jumping out and attacking in the backcourt. Anders Antonsen, on the other hand, is almost the complete opposite. He rarely opts for explosive jump outs and smashes in the backcourt, and instead often plays to win at the net. In his game against Chou, Antonsen was able to both play toward his strengths and neutralize Chou's strengths with a couple of strategies alongside Chou's own mistake. Let's actually start with Chou's mistake.
Good play.
What immediately stood out to us in this match was how often Chou lost at the net. Chou blocked way too much to Antonsen's backhand corner, and we have no idea why he opted for that shot so much. Yes, getting your opponent to turn their body as often as possible is advantageous, but it's much more effective if you're moving them from their forehand position first. Chou's nets toward Antonsen's backhand were often played without moving Antonsen around first. This problem is amplified because Chou's nets also generally felt too loose. They were too slow and often gave Antonsen opportunities to play even better nets or change the pace of the game. Additionally, it doesn't make sense why Chou would play toward Antonsen's backhand net area so much when one of Chou's best attacking shots in his around the head is his cross smash. If Chou plays to Antonsen's backhand net area and he lifts to Chou's around the head, Antonsen is already naturally more in position to move back to his backhand and around the head as he just played a shot in that area. This means that Chou has essentially made one of his best shots less effective. Instead, it made far more sense to play nets toward the middle or Antonsen's forehand side more often. You can still block to Antonsen's backhand, but it made way more sense to hit to the forehand side before. If Chou hit to Antonsen's forehand and he lifts straight, Chou would have had phenomenal opportunities to use his around the head, cross smash, and force Antonsen to move the full distance. Blocking toward the middle would have also helped Chou make use of his jump outs much more. The angle of the returning shot from the middle is generally easier to deal with, and when you're playing an opponent like Chou Tien Chen, who has a phenomenal ability to jump and cut off pushes, you'll really have to watch the height of your shots. Additionally, we think that Chou could have also played to the backcourt more often. At least from a viewer perspective and compared to other pros, Antonsen's backcourt is not that deadly. There was definitely a world where Chou could have opted for more relifts and drive blocks whenever Antonsen played down in the backcourt, because Antonsen often plays to follow up quickly at the net. If Chou caught him more often and forced Antonsen to respect shots coming back to the backcourt, Antonsen would have had a much more difficult time to move early toward the net and execute his strategy. Furthermore, Chou also could have opted for further and faster blocks with a more patient play. One thing to recognize is that Antonsen rarely opts for clears in his backcourt and hardly turns on his around the head. A game centered around moving Antonsen around the court and preventing him from playing tight net shots definitely could have been a more efficient way for Chou to play.
Wow, athletic play.
But even if Chou made those changes, there's no guarantee that he would have won the match. Antonsen may not have the most explosive backcourt or be the fastest player on court, but he does have some of the best game sense and shot changes on the circuit. What Antonsen is particularly good at is changing the timing of his swing. Just watch this clip a few times. What you want to watch for is how Antonsen moves into the shot with his racket and almost like stops his swing midway before suddenly speeding up the shot with his fingers and wrist. This is what ultimately caused Chou to hit his smash into the ground. The timing of Antonsen's shot threw him off and had him locked to the ground. And because Antonsen has so many changes in the timing of his shots, it's extremely difficult for Chou to find his rhythm and move smoothly on the court.
Well left. Play, good play.
It's not just the front court where Antonsen excels at changing the timing of his shots too. In the back court, Antonsen is also very good at changing his shot timings. And in his case, the bigger benefit is how Antonsen is able to stabilize and recover easily. As we mentioned before, Antonsen is not known for extremely explosive backcourt attack and plays to win around the net. This is why he opts to half smash or play a fast drop most of the time and adjusts his swing timing to make sure he's already landed on the ground by the time Chou receives the shuttle and able to follow up.
Good play.
Combine these skills with Antonsen's clever tactics, and Antonsen becomes an opponent that's extremely mentally taxing to play against. Not only do you have to focus on the timing and variation in Antonsen's shots, you also have to have the mental strength to not get distracted by Antonsen's various psychological tactics. For example, one psychological tactic he used was to look at the umpire after every brush that Chou made, and a fault that was called on Chou was ultimately what made him so mad.
Ooh, that was close.
Look at that.
But beyond outside the game psychological warfare, what we should really study is Antonsen's in-game tactics that pressure his opponents mentally. Something that stood out in this match was how much variation Antonsen had in his serve and service receive. We saw a ton more flick serves in this match than we normally see in men's singles, and Antonsen did an amazing job switching between slow and fast-paced shots. This variation in gameplay forced Chou to continuously think about what he needed to do, and at times, even angered him and made him play out of his norm. Just take a look at these two successive rallies. Antonsen plays the first one with a drive receive. Then on the next one, he moves fast, like he was about to do the same, but suddenly goes for a deception and net. You can imagine what was going through Chou's head. The fast pace in the first rally probably made Chou think that he needs to be ready for a faster paced rally. And when he's thinking about preparing for the fast rally, it's easy to forget to prepare for the slower pace as well. It's a similar idea with service variation. Antonsen frequently mixed up his serves, which puts pressure on Chou right before the rally even starts. Flick serves in particular also tend to annoy opponents the most, especially when they're caught by it. This extra frustration can make one lose focus and even get angry. There's some feeling that Antonsen did have that effect in this game against Chou. And you can ask yourselves, as you watch these rallies, did Chou really want to flick in his strategy, or was he just trying to get Antonsen back?
Good lift from Antonsen. Backhand. Oy.
Overall, this match was an excellent demonstration of the importance of strategy and tactics in badminton. This is not just a sport where you can outmuscle and outrun your opponents. You have to be smart about your gameplay if you want to win consistently. Anders Antonsen demonstrated great strategy with lots of good intent behind every shot he played, while Chou Tien Chen ultimately did not put as much thought into his gameplay. Both are still amazing players, however, and for us, badminton players ourselves, we should seek out the good from each player and avoid having the same problems. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out. Let us know in the comment section below what you would like to see next.